Hi there and welcome back to my channel. On the bench is my newly acquired Sony SL-F1 video recorder and TT1 tuner. This has just come in. I've just done a previous video on this in terms of the unboxing, and yeah, I'm literally going to power it up. So first of all, we're going to check the plug. Always check the plug. You will not believe how many things I get in the door where the plug is an absolute mess and a death trap. So let's have a quick look. Perfectly fine by the looks of it. I'll give those screws a bit of a tighten up. Yeah, 3 amp fuse, and all nice and clear and clean. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, tighten that up. Make sure that the earth screw is in. Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. Right. Okay, let's take that out, which is something else I've got to test. Let's plug this in. Now, this has been shown to me on eBay as powered up, so I'm not exactly expecting it to go pop or bang. Here we go. Right, so the tuner comes on. That looks pretty good. And the video recorder's, yep, the video recorder's coming on. Does it eject? And it ejects. That's the result. The video head looks good. It's a bit dusty. Okay, let me get a tape. One tape. Let's see what happens. Sounded a bit slow. Okay, that seemed okay. Before we press play, let's do a fast forward. Wow, that works. Rewind. Very, very sluggish. Let me give you a bit better view. So here we go. That seems to be fine. Loading up the tape. Fast forward. Seems reasonably quick. Rewind. That's a little slow. Now, the one thing about these is that they have 2 separate motors on either side, as far as I know. I could be wrong. I think it is basically because it's got trick play stuff here. So we've got reverse, slow and forward and all sorts of stuff like that. You actually have 2 separate linear brushless motors on each spool. And so there's a few scratches, a few more than I was anticipating. A little bit of corrosion on the screws there. Does the light even light up? No, I didn't expect that. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Look, there's difficult to see. And it even resets. Does it reset? No, the reset button isn't working. Test signal off on. Tracking. Again, you've got rewind, play, fast forward, play ×2, stop, and then swing search. Basically, that is the slow motion stuff, and the pause and the record. Now, down here we have on-off button here. So this is, you can choose the line in and line out, and the clock set, so you can set the clock. Let's see whether even any of this. No, I think the buttons are not great. So tuner. Yeah, some of the buttons are not very happy. Yeah, so they either have to be replaced or cleaned. So let's go back to line. There we go. And then you've got a charge button, timer, on off. Yeah, let's have a quick look. Alright. Zoom me along. Now, this is one of the very first sort of Betamaxes that actually also had a real time counter here. 2 hours 30, 31. As you can see, 1 minute up to 50 seconds there. So you've got seconds, minutes and hours, and this was quite a rare thing at the time. This is not 1981, 1982. So yeah, you never know, this might actually not need that much work. It's quite reasonable. A bit scratched, but, and again, a shame about the panel. I might be able to get the panel separately. Somebody's breaking one up. Let's see what happens. Does it reach the end? Does it actually stop? Does it sense the actual tape? And oh, it does. And there it goes. It's rewinding quite nicely. Ooh, it's making some funny noises. Yeah. It's probably been a while since it's even been played. Yeah, there we go. PCM, multi-out, AV in and out, RF, and then up here you've got the multi in out, the umbilical cord and RF out. So this is making some odd noises. It's like a motorboating. I don't know whether you can hear it. Interesting. I'm tracking on there. So okay, I'm going to hook this up to the TV and let's see what we get. So I've paired it up to my little Gen XO I've just repaired in one of my other videos. I'm just going to switch that on. Okay. Let's stop. Oh, there we go. So that's the test signal. Now the interesting thing going on, the test signal is actually coming from that, not from that. The tuner. Now on most tuners they've got like a test signal so you can tune it in, but interesting that all seems fine. Okay, let's play. Let's see what we get. Look at that. We've got a picture. Right, let's go to Pro mode. Hold on. There we go. Look. We have audio. Have pause. Yep. So we can fast forward through, and slow forward through, and back works. So hold that, and it will go forward, but without audio. That's pretty damn good. ×2. There we go. Let's just. There we go. It's working. Straight out of the box. Brilliant. It's going to have a clean up. I'm going to service it. There's no doubt about that. Let's let it rewind. I'll be making sure that the capacitors in the actual power supply are also all good. Replacing that. Seriously, I paid very little money for this, and this was sold as spares and repairs, untested, came straight out of somebody's loft. So yeah, for it to actually just work straight out is mildly impressive. It's very, very sluggish on rewind. So we do have a fault there. That should be zooming along. Again, that could just be leaky capacitors. Just not enough torque. It is doing it. It is slowly doing it. See, it's... yeah. Still... oh, there we go. Okay. So, let's play it. Let's see. Ooh, it stopped playing. Okay. I think this does need a full service. Yeah. The picture's pretty stable. There's no noise bars or anything at either side. There's no tearing at the top or the bottom, so the torque on the tape is still good. Yeah. Dead impressed by that. Okay, so let's open it up. Let's give everything a clean, and let's have a look around it and see how it's fared. Okay, that was relatively straightforward to get into. So the case comes off pretty easy. Now, when I first opened it up, I noticed that the connector for the battery, this is the battery compartment in just here, was disconnected. So somebody else has been inside here. Was that connected to there? 3-pin? Yeah, 3-pin. Yeah. So yeah, so that's that somebody has been in here and they've disconnected that from the board. It wasn't me actually doing anything. Dusty, I will say. It's a bit of a dust monster. Quite a bit of dust there, and all around the mechanism here. The loading belt is very soft indeed. Very, very soft. The drum looks excellent. In fact, I can see the heads. If you can see the head just moving there. Yeah, even just a visual inspection of the head, or heads I should say, they look very unused. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It may suffer from the same issue with the Hall effect sensor, which blights quite a few of them, but I can sort that one out if I need to. Lots of capacitors down here. So really what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give this a light clean. I'm going to see if I've got a belt. I doubt whether I've got one that size, but I will see whether I can replace that belt, because I could hear it loading. Oh, the dogs are having an argument. Let's just see whether we can make this load. Let's just plug that back in and turn on. There we go. Eject. Let's put this in. You can see that belt is struggling a little bit. I'm going to clean the capstan pinch roller here. I'm also going to sort this out here. This looks very... so if I just... see, it's bouncing all around the place. So yeah, that definitely needs replacing. Yeah, I like this. This is apart from some minor scratches on the front, which on the tops, I should say, and missing like a flap. That ain't bad. If I find a broken one on eBay, I can pinch that one and then replace the Doodle cosmetics on it. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the pinch roller there. So I'm going to eject that just so I can get to it and give that a bit of a pinch, a clean. I might even actually take it out and actually clean it, so I can actually take the circlip off there and then pull it out completely and give it a thorough good clean. So I'm going to do that right now. There we go. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a little circlip type thing. You can see that is really shiny where the tape has gone past. Yeah, so that all needs a good clean. So IPA and a lot of scrubbing. The rubber still feels quite solid, so it's not gone all mushy and soft, so I think that's all good. Yep, so I'm just going to do that right now. One thing I have just noticed as I was getting the isopropanol out is this thing is full of bad solder joints. Okay, don't know whether you can see it. Come on, focus there. There's lots and lots and lots of solder joints which just look terrible. So I will go through that board and just reflow them. I've removed all of the build-up of crap on the pinch roller. As you can see, it's pretty reasonable. I might give it one last quick. However, there's a few shiny spots there, but it's got lots of grip now, far more than it had before. So that'll be good. As you can see, the Q-tips get really black. So yeah, I'm just going to finish it off and then put it back into the machine. Pinch roller back in, pretty straightforward to do. I'm now going to clean the video head here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a clean of all the guides up here first and then work my way around. I'm going to take these guides off so I can get to the top of it and just generally give the drum a good clean up, and then I'll use blank A4 paper or letter paper with some isopropanol to actually clean the video tips. Okay, so I've given all of the area around here, got rid of most of the dust. I've cleaned the video heads and taken off the guide as well, just so I can get around there. That's good. I haven't done the video head tips yet. Taken off the belt here. Yeah, just cleaned up. I've cleaned the audio control head, the AC head. The pinch roller's done. The guides are all done down here. Also, there we go, sorry. Pinch roller's done. Guides are all done. Just got rid of some of the crap, all of the dust from around the actual loading ring. Yep, I'm just going to try and see whether I've got one of those. If I haven't, then I'll clean this one up. Try and give it a bit more life. The other option is to actually boil it in hot water for a little while, and that will make it shrink. And that's a temporary fix to get the machine to work better. It is working, but you can tell it's slipping or it's really struggling. So yeah, it's actually remarkably clean inside here, in top from the dust. I don't think it's been used that much, this machine. The heads were very clean indeed. Just to zoom in, see a couple of streaks there. That was it. That was on the video heads. So yeah, that's pretty clean in my book. Right, okay, let's put the guide back on, do the belt, and then try it out again. So I think I found a replacement belt in my appalling mess of a belt box. This one here seems to be just a little bit tighter than the other one, and it looks in quite reasonable condition. So yeah, I'm just going to give that a clean with isopropanol, and that one can be consigned to back into the box just in case I need it for something else. That's what happens. This could have come from another machine, but yeah, I think that's good enough. Belt back on. That seems a lot happier. Let's plug it in and see how it plays. The eject is pretty damn quick. That seems a lot happier. So, okay. Yeah, that is much happier. There we go. I'm not in the right frame rate for syncing up with the TV. Fast forward. Let's just get you in, get the TV into picture so you can see it. Hold on. Yep, so it's running, everything's all good, even the light works. So that's going to run now. I've got Blake 7 running, there's about 3 episodes on that tape, 2 episodes possibly. Let it run, everything seems to be fine with it. I've given it a bit of a clean, I've given the top covers a bit of a clean there. So yeah, I'm just going to let it run. Let's see what happens with it. Get it through this tape, let it rewind, put the thing back together again, and then start giving it a thorough clean. I will use an electric toothbrush to get into all these little cracks here, and generally just get it all done. That's fine. I will go through the circuit board at the back there, and also look on the bottom for traces as well. Well, traces, solder joints that look a bit rough. Anything that even winks at me will get a reflow. So yeah, I am dead pleased. That is a pretty decent little bargain, this one. This could have been an absolute mess. I took a chance, but actually I think it will turn out all right. I will possibly look for new plastics for that. Maybe get a donor machine, one which is known to be dead or broken and is in better cosmetic condition, because the insides of this are excellent. They really are. I don't think this was a high hour machine at all. I think this was used for a while, but then probably about the late 80s it was then put into storage. It's just got this feel of a machine that's not been worn out. The one thing that does happen a lot with machines of this this type, these Betamax machines, these I think the second, third generation of machines, is that the top drum wears out under the pressure of the tape running round, and that creates like a vibration, so you actually get stiction, and that's a known problem with these drums. I had it with the other one. My other machine, I actually had to replace the drum with a new drum, and it was actually from a C20, and it did actually work. So that's an issue, but that all looks really nice. So yeah, I'm dead chuffed with this. This is definitely going into my collection, and it will potentially even go up. It may go up on the top there, replace the Beta Hi-Fi there, the SL-F1 H100. So yeah, that will possibly go back into storage, and this one will go up there. Yeah, really pleased with this. So let this run, let's see how this goes. Be a couple of hours before anything will end, so and then I'll put it back together again. So I've got the actual machine running really quite nicely. I've done the record test, I've done a sort of a longer term test, playing the tapes, multiple tapes in it, and it's actually working quite well. So I thought I'd do some preventative maintenance and check on any bad solder joints, and this thing is a sea of bad solder joints. How it's working, I don't know. Let me zoom in on a few bits and pieces. So sorry for the camera work here, but it's actually just a sea of... Okay, so the camera work's difficult because it's actually very small stuff. We've got some just here. Let me just get my screwdriver. Got a couple here, there, up there, that one there, one there, two there. Let's go across. I've done some repairs. There's a few things. There's the start of one there, one there. Let's go across. Yep, there's one there. So can you see the little ring around the actual thing, or the little dark ring? That's basically a broken solder joint. They're just absolutely everywhere. There. That one that's just there. There. And I've got an entire whole board of it. Acres of the stuff. And it's just absolutely everywhere. Let's put one thing there. One there. One there. That one looks a bit ropey there, but not too bad. You literally just got to go through all of these and try and work out where they are. Yeah, 2 there. 1, 2. Up here. Yeah, there. Here. You done those. And you just got to go through the whole lot and slowly work your way through. And with this number of solder points, it's just not feasible to do all of them in terms of actually go through and touch every single solder joint. So yeah, it's just a C. And the board on here was, I've done that one and I've managed to get most of it all done. But yeah, it's just an absolute sea of it. And so if I don't do it now, it's going to break and it's going to make some weird, you know, like pressing rewind ejects it, or God knows on Syscon chip or something like that. I've had that on one of these before, and it was all dodgy solder joints. So yeah, it's a big old board on the bottom of this machine, and it just needs that. I haven't even attempted to open that one yet, and I need to do make sure the power supply capacitors are all good before I start using this machine. So yeah, so I'm just going to go through that, and that's before I put the whole thing back together again, and just make sure that everything's all good. Okay, that's about an hour's worth of work, and I've just gone through the whole board systematically, like section by section, going through, and it's as best as I can do. There might be 1 or 2 other dodgy solder joints in there, but the worst of them I've done. Probably it's done. The work I've done about 200, 300 solder joints. There's a lot. There was a hell of a lot here that had to be redone. So I'm just going to check this board on this side, just make sure that's all right, and then I'm going to put the thing back together again and test it, and then put it back in, or put it into service again, replacing that Betamax up there. That'll go back into my storage. That's a relatively important machine up there. So yeah. Okay, let's check this board and then put it back together again. So the main F1 unit is actually all back together, cleaned, and that's good. I'm going to turn my attentions to the TT1 tuner. I've just opened it up, and it's in 3 parts, which is the main tuner board, the power supply, and RF modulators, and the inputs on that side. So I'm just going to take this out. It's actually a completely removable unit, the power supply part, and yeah, let's have a look inside. It is quite dusty inside. I can see quite a bit in there. The power supply's out, taking it apart, and it's interesting that somebody's already been in here and fixed stuff. 2 of the main capacitors, 450 volt 4.7 capacitors, are replacement ones compared to the rest of them. So in some time in its life, those 2, which are a very common problem on these power supplies, have been replaced. All the other caps, they look absolutely fine. There's no bulging, nothing at all. I personally think I'm going to just leave it as it is. There's no sign of any problems with this power supply in terms of leaking capacitors. That's absolutely fine. I don't have to replace every capacitor I see. Down here, I'm just going to give it a quick clean up with a brush, and sort of just generally tidy it up while I'm in here. There's a lot of just dust from where it's been sitting out in the open. And yeah, I'll put it back together again. Give this a clean up, and then put it into service, I think. So I've got the video recorder all back together again. It's up there on the top, so it's pretty straightforward. Yeah. Go on it. See, nice and easy to get to. I'm not really going to put too much on top of there anyway. Just need to move my scope back there. Yeah, it's playing absolutely fine, not a problem. Bit of a score really, that. Just needed a few bits and pieces. I have just chipped away at the paint and put anti-rust on the little rust parts. I'm going to try and find some paint that actually matches that. It's had a pretty good clean. I've set the clock. It's all there. Yeah, it's all there. The Beta Hi-Fi is going to go back up into storage. This is the one I actually did the Hall effect sensor on, and that's worked out really well. That's the picture from that machine. It's actually playing right now, and I've got a nice clear picture, really good. Yeah, I'm dead happy with this. This is a nice machine, and it's going to be part of my collection, and also actually actively used on a daily basis. I often watch videotapes while I'm working, or have it in the background. So yeah, I've got a DVD going on at the moment, which is probably Doctor Who. Yeah, that's playing from the DVD player. That's just testing that's all okay. And also I can record from the DVD onto Betamax, and often I rebuild tapes which have completely fallen apart, and I put brand new VHS tape into the Betamax shells, and I then basically record programs I like on them. So I've got a lot of Betamax tapes, about 4,500 of them, up in the big boxes up in the loft. Yeah, got far too many. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. This was an absolute little score, a little find. I was really pleased to actually get it all up and running and working. Got even the clocks working nicely. A little dim, but it's good. The buttons here I'll sort out later. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.